All right.
But I'll just try and...
Welcome, everybody. We are live. Leicester City are FA Cup champions. I am here with JT, Austin, Dan, and Neil. Let's just start off. How are we all feeling here?
I'm buzzing, man.
I'm flipping out. My heart's going so fast. I don't know.
So we have Neil.
What is going on?
The grounds, which is like nuts right now. Neil, how is it going down there?
It's quite quiet, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm expecting a lot more people to be here, but it's just... I'll talk to you that way, and you'll be able to see. But I think a lot more people will come out after the trophy stuff, but I'm trying to get the... Yeah, it's just... I'm just trying to use my energy by walking here. I think I've walked here quicker than I've walked before. But yeah, it's just... People are driving... Yeah, it speaks for itself.
That's just absolutely nuts. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Like, this game was everything you could imagine in a final.
Sorry.
Right? So I gotta ask, Dan, how are you feeling starting to go into this game?
I was nervous. I was bricking it, to be honest. I thought I really thought we were gonna. I thought we had a good chance, but I wasn't sure we were gonna pull it off. Chelsea has so much going forward, and then when Evans goes down in the first half, but the way the defense went after that, I mean, Fofana was just massive, and Casper, I mean, could argue man of the match. But yeah, I didn't feel great going in, but like everybody else, I probably ate a pound of Tums or antacids.
Absolutely. JT, what about yourself? How are your thoughts going into this match?
Oh man, I was up early this morning. I got up before 7 on a Saturday. No work, and I was just up. Could not sleep any longer. Had to get up. I was out doing some gardening. Just had to keep myself busy past the 5 hours until 12:15 Eastern time. And since then, I've been losing it, and it's been tough. The pregame when the choir's out there singing, and we got my chairman scarves getting held up. Waterworks were going. It's been a day, and what a
crowd
time!
Noise too.
What a time! Yeah, and it's like listening to strings and pipes through BBC. Way better than any ESPN announcer could possibly do. So it's been a day, and I'm jealous of James. So James and Mark.
Absolutely. And Austin, what about yourself?
I'll be back.
Austin, what about yourself? How are you feeling before this game even started today?
I mean, I was nervous for the last week after the United game because, ever since the semifinal, you knew this game was coming, and especially being against Chelsea, and especially with the whole Super League situation. I mean, our record in the final, it was just nerve-wracking this entire week, and for the game to play out the way it did, it's just magical. It's storybook. I mean, you can't get any better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, Neil, Neil, how about yourself? How are you feeling?
Oh, sorry, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to get the best thing available, but this says it all, mate. We even got a dog. Look, where's he gone? The dog's there. Come on. Well, we needed a fox. But legit, I'm over the boom, mate. I'm lost for words. And the cars are piling up back there just to get a shot of this. It's still we're live, but as you can hear.
Love it.
It's just incredible. I don't think you can really put this into words, just, from start to finish, with that first half, I think, Dan, what you mentioned with Evans going off the injury, I think all of us were quite nervous to see that happen. I mean, what were your thoughts going through that after Evans left the field?
Well, yeah, I mean, it certainly didn't make anybody feel better. It didn't make me feel better. And to be honest, like we did look shaky for the remainder of the first half after he was off. But come out in the second half, I mean, Fofana, I can't say enough. Him and Schmeichel were just all over it back there, and closing out the game with bringing on Wes Morgan was kind of a master stroke to counter the big guy Giroud coming on for Chelsea. I mean, all in all, I can't say enough about the defense and how they've recovered from losing a leader like Evans back there early in the game.
No, you said it perfectly. I think all of us were quite nervous, when Evans went off. You're kind of seeing those reminders. I think even in like the Newcastle game, that was one thing when Evans, without Evans, it just seemed like the whole team kind of fell apart. And just to see the team rally behind that and really just, push through was just one thing that you couldn't really script it any better, and moving into like halftime, I think one of the biggest things was, Brendan being able to really just, settle the team down and really push them forward. And, I think we got to just talk about it. That, Tielemans goal. What an absolute goal. I don't know really how you can describe it. JT, how could you describe it? Because, I scared my dog and my wife when I started screaming during that one. So, JT, just what is your reaction just to such an incredible goal from Tielemans in such a historic game?
I lost it. I cannot remember a time when I have gone as crazy for a goal like that. There's probably been a few. A couple that come to mind would be Kelechi versus Everton last season, and like the very end of the game when all the players were mobbing Brendan Rodgers on the sideline, or Nathaniel Dyer actually when he got knocked out by the goalie against Villa in that comeback win. I went crazy for both of those, and this was that times 1,000. My girlfriend was actually sitting up here with me. I've been pretty much by myself the whole game, and she was sitting next to me and asked me some questions. And I saw it go in. I just yelled and like clapped, and she she was just like, my ears. I was like, oh man, that. I'm not really a super emotional guy, but I'm usually pretty subtle, and that just like off like a volcano up in here. It was wild.
Absolutely. Neil,
Guys, I might have to go because I want to record as much as possible. And it's just building up, and I don't know if you can hear it, it's just getting louder and louder. More people are coming. There's a guy in an Arsenal shirt. I don't want to put him on blast, but I just want to know why, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, I might have to go just because I can record this properly and then do something later. But yeah, anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of it, and I'll see you guys in a bit. And then we might do a post-match afterwards. But yeah, thanks, guys. Hopefully this is as good as it can get at the moment.
Enjoy it, mate.
Enjoy it, Neil. Soak it all in for us. No, I don't know about you guys, but I'm extremely jealous of Neil right now and of James and anyone who is actually, not only down at Wembley or down at the KP right now, but Austin, just your take, from the Yuri Tielemans goal, like what was going through your head?
Well, I didn't really see it. I was kind of looking down until he was about to fire it. Then I look up and it was speechless what I was doing. I had to kind of be quiet. That didn't really last, but yeah, it was one of the best goals you'll see. It's on the levels of Gerrard against West Ham. I mean, it's one of the greatest goals you've ever seen in that moment to put us ahead in the game. I mean, it's one of the biggest goals in the club's history, and I don't think there's much debate about that.
Absolutely. And just Dan, your take on that goal, because I feel like we all had the same emotion, but what was your thought processes when Yuri scored his goal?
I think it went down like Austin's for me because I was actually looking at our group chat and I hear Peter Drury ramping up, and I look up and I see it sail into the top corner, and my son happens to be down for a nap at the minute, so I hit my knees Mourinho style with my fists in the air and couldn't scream. It was torture and elation at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, nobody's ever doubted the ability of that man to hit a football just purely. He's got like maybe the best technique on the team when striking a ball, and wow, did he just cleaned that off the turf.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one of the crazy things is that, going into this game, one of the biggest things, everyone seems to mention the fact that, Leicester have been in the FA Cup final 4 times, and all 4 times they have failed to win the game. And just coming into this game, it just seemed like it was going to be one of those storybook endings. And, you got everything. You got not only that worldly of a goal from Yuri, but you had, the likes of Wes Morgan coming back on, for the first time, and it seemed like forever. Just, what are your reactions of not only just, just experiencing this type of a win, from overseas, but, seeing a player like Wes Morgan come back into the squad and, really deliver in those final minutes? JT?
Yeah, it's been a trip for this whole week, pretty much. I coming into the week, I hadn't really thought about the seriousness of what the FA Cup really means, because I never grew up in that culture. I have been a football fan for the past 6 or 7 years, and it never really hit me. And then this week, listening to whether it be the Football Forum or Weekend Preview, listening to Strings and Pipes, or shout out to Glenn, James, Neil, any of them in our group chats, they're all telling their stories, and it's really just kind of hit home, and it all kind of built up to today. And then when Yuri's goal went in, emotions shot off. When Chilwell's, God bless, that goal got disallowed. When that went in, I dropped to my knees. Then it got disallowed, and oh man, I was losing it. But it's been a day, and a day I'll never forget. That's for sure. Along with a lot of other Leicester fans.
Absolutely. I feel like this is just one for the record book. It's kind of like watching, with everything that is going on this season, I don't even know how to put into words on, being able to say that Leicester City are FA Cup champions. I think it's just wild to actually think. And I think, we've recorded before, and Austin, it's kind of like, when the women won the league, I feel like, it hasn't really sunk in yet. You watch them lift the trophy, and I think the fans being there has been so key this time around. You really get to soak it in. But what, winning the FA Cup, what does it mean to you, Austin? You're on mute.
You muted me. It means everything. Just the way that things have gone with COVID, and our owner just now coming back into the country. We're getting fans at Wembley. I mean, Top's there. You got a picture of Vichai at the top. I mean, this victory is not just about the trophy. It's about the club, and it's everything to do with the club and all the fans and everything that everyone's been through. But I agree with you. I mean, it's feeling like when the women lift the trophy and win the league. I mean, it's not going to settle in for a couple days. I mean, it's absolutely insane right now.
Absolutely. And Dan, if you could put it into words, what does winning the FA Cup mean to you as a fan?
I think what it means is, I mean, we're a bit spoiled over here as newly minted Leicester City fans, so it means that this club is on the rise and to be taken seriously, and I hope we use it as a springboard to finish off the rest of the season in the best possible fashion. And I would love to do them again on Tuesday, and I would love to do Spurs next Sunday. It's just to do this, win the FA Cup, and then go on to Champions League next year. I mean, it's so massive for myself as a fan. I mean, it's exciting to see our club do this, but I feel so much better looking at Neil down at the stadium and thinking about all the people that were on the phone with the guys on the football forum 2 weeks ago, whose granddad was at the 49 final. And I just, Sue and Melton, if you guys remember her from the football forum, it's just madness. Hey, Glenn.
Oh my God.
I was hoping you'd come on, man.
Glenn,
I'm still a bit speechless. I missed the beginning. I haven't heard what you've been talking about or anything. So sorry, guys. I'm going to be a bit on the hop.
No worries,
Glenn.
We've just been trying to break down everything that's happened. Just trying to soak in everything. We had Neil down at the grounds at the KP for a bit. Glenn, what does this mean to you? What does?
Oh my God! I mean, I wasn't even born. I was born in 1970. So I wasn't around when we were there in '69. I was there in the '82 semi-final, and as a 11-year-old, not even 12 by then, and then just seeing all the heartaches of various other campaigns over the years, it's amazing. My daughter here, she managed to catch me on the phone with the fact of the goal celebrations and with the final whistle as well, and I think just from that you can see what it meant to us. I still thought I've just seen a replay now. I've got BT Sport on in the background here now, and I just saw a replay of the goal, and I was convinced at the beginning that it was going to be handball by Perez for the goal, that they were going to call it back. I celebrated like a lunatic, and then I was like, "Oh my God, VAR is going to screw us for it." And I just watched it then, and it came off his knee, but it looks as if it did flick his wrist as well. So I think the fact that it came off his knee first probably saved us. But amazing. I'm here now. Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up, Glenn?
Yes, mate.
Sorry, Alex, but I'm just curious about this because you saw the team win the Carabao or the EFL Cup in the 90s. Maybe not live, but I mean, does this compare? Same energy, different? Because
no,
we haven't done it.
It's another level. I've got to say that the whole argument to do with I get this argument to do with, do you want the FA Cup or the top four? And it's a heart and head thing. It's the fact that I think some of us of a certain age, where there was the FA Cup has been massive over the years. Everybody sat down and watched the FA Cup. It didn't matter who you supported. You would sit down and watch the FA Cup final from the morning. There'd be the cameras would be on the bus with the team going down to Wembley and things like this, and it would be all day on BBC, and that was all you'd watch, and you'd watch the game. Didn't matter who you supported, and that was how I grew up as a kid like that. And yes, it's lost that magic a little bit over the years. I agree. And the League Cup was fantastic. You're winning at Wembley. It's a cup at the end of the day, and I was at those games as well, and loved every minute of it. But this is another level. Seeing them lift the Premier League trophy, and now seeing this as well, it's been that holy grail. It's been that last thing that we just haven't managed to be able to grasp over those years. So I think you'll find a lot of Leicester City fans now, and certainly those from over the years as well, will be a massive sigh of relief. It's a massive monkey off the back now. That four previous finals and losing. Yeah, we didn't want to make it a 5, for Christ's sake.
Oh, absolutely. And, we've been talking about everything from, Wes Morgan coming back on for the first time, and it seems like forever, to,
December 10th was his last game against Athens.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we need to talk about is, Ben Chilwell's comments, prior to the game, him coming on, scoring a goal in the final minutes to only be offside.
Celebrating
everyone's emotions in those final minutes. Dan, you want to start?
I'll just real quick. I loved it. I loved it so much. This delicious karma. You sandbag the team that brought you up from 12 years old and made you a name, gave you a starting spot in Champions League games, and then say losing to them was the lowest point of the season for you? Nah, he got his karma. On top of everything else, we earned it, but I enjoy watching the sour look on his face at the end of the game.
Austin, what about you? What was your take on that whole situation?
That was almost better than the goal and winning. I mean, after his comments, and I mean, we brought him up, and he's like, "Oh, I want to win this game more than any other game this season." And they have a Champions League final in 2 weeks. Like, come on, man! And it's like and then he celebrates against us, and it's like, dude, it wasn't even a goal; it was an own goal. Like, I don't know what he's celebrating. Like, and then it being VAR, I'm not gonna say what I said, but yeah, that was absolutely amazing.
JT, what about you? What were your thoughts going through your head? Because I know for myself, I was ecstatic, and then I saw it go in, and I dropped to the floor to only hear, "I think it's offside," and I emerged again, like praying as if it was going to be offside, and then lost my mind again. So, JT, what about you?
Yeah, so I was sitting, or not even sitting, I was standing because I was standing for the last 25 minutes. But and I'm like yelling, I'm like, pressure, and then Rudiger hits the ball, the diagonal across, and Chilwell's running in, and it ends up in the back of the net, and I'm like on my knees, like, you've got to be kidding, this is not happening right now. I'm like, I cannot take another 30 minutes of this. This can't happen. And they show the replay, and I'm like yelling at the TV. I'm like, he's off, VAR, where are you at? And there they come on. There they come in, Michael Oliver, you beautiful man, pointing back to give the free kick, and we moved on and never have to think about that again.
And Glenn, I feel like your reaction to that whole situation was, I wish we had that on camera as well. I feel like that would have been something for the records.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same as everybody else. It was like, the goal went in, and the first thing I saw was Morgan's face, and I was just, I sank for myself as being a Leicester fan, and then I saw Morgan's face, and it was just like, oh my God, the poor guy, And then I saw the first replay, and like JT said, it was like, he's off. And I was listening to the Radio Leicester commentary, and Pipe said, "Nah, he's on." And it was like, oh, he's on, he's off. And then when they called it, and I can't repeat what I said to the TV screen, to be honest. And I should have covered up my 13-year-old daughter's ears as well, but she's used to it by now, being watching me listen and watch Leicester games for however long, So and then of course, I see, going from seeing Wes Morgan's face to then seeing Chilwell's face after it was given as offside. It was just like thinking about that video that he put out just the day before, whenever it was. So now it would be the best thing ever to be. It was like, come off it. Surely the Champions League final has got to be the pinnacle for him. And so he's obviously doing it to get a rise out of us. Well, shot himself in the foot, really, didn't it?
No, absolutely. It's just so, like, I keep saying it because it doesn't feel real yet. This really was such a storybook type season that you can really look at, with everything going on. And, I don't think any of us really, for me personally, I have said time and time again, I would have been happy with a mid-table finish this season because we really didn't know what to expect. And just to say that we have won the FA Cup after so many years is just incredible. And when you look forward, you have 2 games, a rematch versus Chelsea on Tuesday, and you have you have Spurs on Sunday. Dan, what do you think? Do you think this is just going to give them, put more fuel on the fire just to have them finish off the season on a strong foot, or do you think Tuesday's game against Chelsea is just going to be as vicious as anything, as a game of revenge?
I think there's a potential for that. I mean, we could have Battle of Stamford Bridge Part 2. Who knows? But I'm just hoping they don't over celebrate tonight because they got to turn around in 72 hours and do it again.
Mm.
And yeah, I just a line on the connection with Casper and Vichai before I say the next thing. It was in my mind. I remember Austin said something about the boss earlier, and I just wanted to touch back on it because I'm pretty sure ever since the tragedy, Casper and Brendan Rodgers, they've been targeting this since the accident. Like they wanted to win a cup for the boss, and I'm just so happy they did it. But and you know, with respect to the next two games, going again is going to be tough. I hope they keep a chip on their shoulder. They use the energy from today as a springboard and to go again. I mean, I can't decide myself if it's harder to go again after a great success or after like a depressing failure like we ended the season on last year. And they've responded really well to the failure, obviously. So let's see how we do against the success. We gotta come back. We gotta reorganize. We gotta keep focus. It's not over yet. Let's get top four and let's close out the year.
Absolutely. Austin, I'm going to bounce the same question off of you. What are your thoughts? 2 games left, all the marbles.
Tuesday I'm worried about because usually games like that can go two ways. You could have Chelsea have revenge in their mouths and we're over celebrating, or they're going to be totally deflated and we're going to be excited. It's just kind of the two ways. So I'm nervous about that game. And I think that's a big game because if we can get it done, and then have that game against Spurs at home with the fans celebrating with no pressure, that would be an extremely fun affair.
Absolutely. JT, I'm going to ask the same question to you because I feel like we're all kind of on the same wavelength, but I'll always love to hear what everyone's perspective is on this.
Yeah, so coming from someone that played sports as of a few years ago, my coach always said that the bettor's money is on the person or is on the team that has more to gain. And so when you're coming off of a win like that, and after a big win, it's really hard to turn around in a few days and put it right if your head's not in the right place. I don't have any doubt that Brendan is going to give it his all to get everybody's head right in the right way and in the right mindset. But it's up to those players at this point. What they know, and we know, and Brendan knows, and Top knows, everybody knows that we have what it takes when our guys put it all on the field and give it what they can to come out as a top team, even against a team like Chelsea. You got players like Pulisic that cost $60 million coming off the bench. Chilwell, $50 million off the bench. He may or may not be worth that, but But our team has what it takes to take that and move on and come out with 3 points. It's just whether or not they want to put their minds to it and come out with those 3 points. And as for Spurs on the weekend, I feel might regret saying it, but I feel confident about that one. They haven't been playing well. We got Ryan Mason. He's coached all of 4 games or 5 games. They're just not in a good way right now. I feel pretty confident that we can come out, if not on midweek, and clinch the top 4. Sunday we'll wrap it up. No matter what Liverpool does, no matter what West Ham does, we'll have it. It's all ours. It's in our hands. The boys got it.
Absolutely. And Glenn, what are your thoughts? 2 games left this season, both equal importance. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, I think probably echo everything that the guys have said as well. But the very difficult to, like JT said, about turning around to Tuesday, playing the same team as well, and you just don't know what it's gonna be like. Are we gonna be just on fire and just roll over them, or is it going to be a revenge sort of thing? I said a few weeks ago that I thought that 66 points was going to be enough. I did revise that after Liverpool won the other night, and I thought, well, maybe not. But I think that between now, I don't think it's going to come down to the Spurs game. I really think it'll be sorted out before then. And I suppose I really hope that it's going to be sorted out before then as well. Because I obviously don't want a last game of the season thing like we did last year with Man United. However, I do feel a lot more confident going into playing against Spurs than I would against the Man United team that we did last year. So I mean, this can't be a bad thing. You know, we just won the FA Cup. You know, going into then the last two games, it's only going to be a good thing. I mean, yes, they're going to be tired now, and sorry, I've just got Euro Tillemans in the background celebrating with Top there on the TV, so I'm here like, and yeah, it can only be a good thing, and it's got to be able to fire us up for everything. But I think Brendan. JT touched on it a bit there. That Brendan, I think, is one of those managers as well that I think could just get it all together and just be like, right, guys, that's then. This we've got to now concentrate on the last two games and get through that now. I think the FA Cup final should always be the last game of the season. I didn't even agree that the playoffs should have been after the FA Cup final, but that's fair enough. But it's a bit wrong that we've now got to then get ourselves together and carry on with this. But hey, it's a win. It's a cup final. It's that monkey off a back. It's all of that all linked together, and then we're going to get top four as well.
Love it. I love the positive vibes and all the optimism. We're going to jump down. We're going to jump right over to the KP because we have a special guest, aka Neil, who's down at the KP right now. Neil, how is it going down there?
It's a bit bigger than what it was. So basically, this is the road. Glenn will know it. Glenn, we did it, mate. I saw you actually. There's this has been bounced. I don't know if you saw that. There's a football currently going round. There. And there it pops in somebody's head. Yeah. This is the kind of really high IQ people we've got in Leicester, and we fucking love it. Anyway, they've closed off the road. I don't know why I'm reporting like I'm a reporter, but it's relatively calm. But there's bottles of champagne being smashed, bottles of beer being thrown everywhere, and there's a big group here. But I'm not trying to get involved because I'm just on my own. I can't really find anybody else. So I'm like, let's just stay away. But they've just closed off the entire road and they're moving all over the place. But everybody seems quite relatively calm, kind of crazy. There's a ball that's smacking over there, which is quite fun. I don't know if you guys can see it. But yeah, it's relatively calm, all things considered. But yeah, it's just, people are just don't know what to do. I'm surprised it's not bigger, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, every time I'm on the live stream, I just see the guy in the Arsenal shirt, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And he's in the middle of the big crowd as well. There's a massive, as you can tell there. You see, I can't see because I'm trying to keep my brightness on small but yeah. There's a massive crowd, but it's like, it's not really crazy. It's like,
leave it to an Arsenal fan.
This is what you miss, isn't it, Glenn?
Oh my God! Yeah. I mean, I remember.
Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There we go. Yeah. To be fair, they're still better at corners than Leicester City, so I shouldn't be slagging them. We've just won, but there's just more and more people coming.
I'm sure that will build up later on as well. I think everybody's probably still in the pub right now.
Yeah, I think it might be. But then it's getting rowdy, and I'm like, I don't know if I prefer that. Because, wait, there we go. Should have got it on. There he is.
Neil, if you could describe how you're feeling right now, just being down there and just what are your emotions right now?
So at the moment, I'm feeling not bad. I'm feeling happy, but now the emotions die down. I'm just like, what is? Everybody's getting rowdy, but I'm just trying to take it in. But at the same time, staying at the back. and just kind of absorbing this as they go along. Because as you can tell, there's just all sorts at the moment. It's brilliant. Guy with an Izzet shirt, fantastic.
But it's a good rowdy. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But like earlier on, they were smashing champagne bottles and stuff. And they're on the shed. Can you see? They're on the match day collections. And there's the ball. So yeah, but it is quite nuts. But it's controlled nuts, which is fine. I say that, and then somebody just threw a record link in the air. But yeah, it's not bad at the moment. I don't know how to describe it apart from just this is the closest I can get you guys to being here, and it's building.
I wonder where James is right now.
I couldn't even imagine how James is feeling right now, being down there. Like,
I was gonna say, put me on full screen, mate. If you can put me on full screen, I'll try and show you some stuff in person. Oh, and they got hit by the football.
That's you, Alex.
Wrong person.
I even knocked him off.
James is better at this than you.
We're doing things live here.
Yeah.
There he is.
There we go.
There we go.
So it's trying to get all them. Just can you see that all in the background? There's more and more people.
Oh wow!
It's got bigger, and there's the football pinging about somewhere as well.
Wait till the pubs close.
Oh mate.
Absolutely.
I'll try and get you from the outside, but
Right,
where's the
your
ball?
task is to get that ball and run off with it live.
I am not touching that. No, me. Yeah. The reason why I'm not touching it is because of COVID. I'm lying. Of course not because of COVID. But as you can tell, again, people are just happy. And you know what? I've not seen this many people in forever. Like this number of people. So it's just nice. Families are here. There's the ball. I got it.
Oh my goodness. It's just so funny. I think it just one of the things I think we can all say is just seeing the crowds in person. You know, seeing
Jesus, there it is. I told you I was going to get nearly hit by it, and somebody's gone with it.
You know, I think one of the things.
Yeah.
Just all the crowds, you know, is just such a sight to see, especially, you know, for all of us, you know, from all over the world, you know, with what's been going on. It's some sort of normalcy, which is really great to see.
Yeah, I just really hope we don't get put in another lockdown because of this. Yeah, but it's just insane at the moment. But it's not in a bad way where it's too crazy, but people are just enjoying themselves. And it's just great. It's just what you want to see. The main kind of, not all, the people, the younger guys are right down there. Somebody's letting off a champagne. I don't know if you can just see in the back. And there's loads of flags and stuff. But the families are here, but they're towards the outsides. So and there's like all the way down with the other parking. There's people that are like, we want to experience it, but we're not part of the craziness. And I don't want a bottle getting shoved on my head. So I don't want to end up in A&E. But yeah, it's just mental, mate. I mean, the match literally had everything in it. I'll try and record it. It had everything. Ben Chilwell denied a goal. Kasper Schmeichel. Yuri Tillman with a screamer. Oh, just what can you do? What can you say? I think I'll actually have proper words in a bit. But for now, just enjoy this.
It's awesome.
Absolutely. And I think I'm gonna, you know, if anybody have those closing thoughts, like if you could, you know, does anybody have one thing that they want to say before we close up here?
I will say that this was a victory for football. in general in two senses. One, fans being back is the biggest thing. Just amazing. It's been such a long time without fans, and just hearing the atmosphere in there, both sides. I mean, it was just absolutely great to see. And then also being a not Big Six team, winning an FA Cup after all the Super League stuff shows that you can do it, and the smaller clubs can do it. And the English pyramid is the greatest thing in the world, and it should be kept at all costs.
Well said, Austin.
Well said.
I would like to.
Let's get you in. Fuck it, let's get it in.
A bit. Oh, maybe not.
Sorry, lads. Yeah.
These are pretty good closing thoughts, I think, from Neil.
People up there. The ball is some. There's two balls. There's now two footballs. Insane.
Does anybody else have a closing thought that we think of?
Go on, JT. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I would just like to add on to what Austin was saying is that, like, so there's four of us here that are naturally from across the pond, and they didn't grow up with that magic of the FA Cup just instilled in their minds. And I think, if I may speak for all four of us and the rest of us North American Foxes that originate from over here, it's fully in our blood now. Glenn, Neil, we feel it with you guys. Maybe not as strongly yet, but I just can't help but feel so much enjoyment, so much happiness. No matter the result today, I was going to be proud, and there's nothing better that could have happened. And it's just so much joy and elation, and congratulations to you guys. I'm sure you're feeling it. We're already on cloud nine. You guys are on cloud 9,000. So
I'll tell you one little story I want to just pass on before we leave. Is this morning, first thing I did this morning was I got up and I actually went out and I spread some of my grandfather's ashes out at a spot here in St John's, Newfoundland, which looks right out across the water towards the UK. And I went down there. I had my Leicester pint glass with me, had a beer out there, and me and my granddad had a chat. And him and my mom were the reason why I went down to Leicester City in the first place. And as I turned away and to walk off, it was a cloudy morning, and as I turned around to walk off, the sun started shining. And I turned around and took another photograph where I spread some of the ashes of my grandfather. And I walked away there, and I walked up to the top of the hill where we were at in Signal Hill, St John's, Newfoundland. And there was a woman there who, nothing to do with football. Nobody's really interested in football. A few, I suppose. But this woman that was there, she had a maroon Adidas top on. It wasn't a Leicester top, but she had a maroon Adidas top on. And that was... I swear to God, all the way through that today, I had various things. I was like, it's a sign, it's a sign, it's a sign. Clearly it was. So, yeah, that one's from my granddad who was up there. I know Mark from It's 11, It's Heaven, Jamie Vardy. I know his father passed away, and I know we were discussing it online earlier on. And so there's more than one up there with Vichai celebrating today, that's for sure. So they're all looking down and shining on us, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Amen to Glenn. Amen to that, Glenn. Love it.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's just a perfect way to end this off. Leicester City, FA Cup champions. Thank you, everyone, for watching and being a part of it. And now let's celebrate. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, as we will be bringing more, throughout the week, with Chelsea and Spurs for the final two games and throughout the summer. And we hope to see you soon. So have a great day and continue to celebrate.
FA Cup, top four.
Cheers,